Okay, welcome back on this lesson. Last time we ended up on broken out sections. So now let's continue. Okay, so in regards to hatching, there are some exceptions to hatching that we need to consider. Okay, so it is very important to know that hatching lines are not usually drawn on standard items such as nuts, bolts, keys, and also rivets. So every time when you see a nut, a bolt, a key, or a rivet, you just do not hedge on it. So make sure that when you see them, whether the section line passes through them, please make sure that you do not hedge these standard items. Okay, and then if a cutting plane passes through a rib or a web in a direction parallel to the flat plate, then do not hedge the rib or a web. Okay, so this one applies here. So if we have a drawing where there's a rib and then you find out that the section line passes through a rib and then it is in parallel with that rib or a web, then we do not have to section it. So for example, here we are having section AA. You can see it is starting from here at the top, going all the way down, passing through the web, and then ending up here at the bottom. So remember, they say that we do not section this part. So when you're sectioning it, make sure where the rib starts, you're not gonna section it. So as shown in this part here, please do not section this part because it is a rib or a web. So the sections that we're gonna have to section, they are the ones that are not the web or a rib. Okay, and then another thing is that if the cutting plane cuts right across the rib or a web, then you have to hedge it. So remember, sometimes it is confusing, but you just need to remember these two points. So if you are cutting through, right across the rib, then you have to hedge it. So if we check here on section BB, it is here. We are cutting right across the web. Then we are going to hedge it. So if you look at the top here, we are having section BB. So which means the rib, you're gonna hedge it starting from here, going all the way until here. So you see this part here, it just represents where the rib is. So you're also going to hedge the rib. Okay, so you are not supposed to hedge everything like this if in terms of a rib or a web. So if you check on the this last drawing here, so it is hashed everywhere, like the whole drawing it has been hashed. So this is a wrong way of doing it. We're not supposed to do it this way. So make sure that you follow these two guidelines in regards to ribs. And then another important thing, especially in assembly, you will see a lot of these standard items. So nuts, bolts, and keys, and also rivets. Make sure that you do not hedge them. So when you see them, make sure you draw them exactly the way they are. Okay, there are some correct and incorrect ways of representing sectioning. So the drawing here that is shown on the screen, it shows different views. Okay, so you have a drawing here on the right side, and in that drawing there's a section line that's passing throughout the middle. So section XX, yeah, it is passing through the middle. So we are cutting this thing in half and then we have to refill the other part. Okay, so here there are 5 drawings, and then out of all these 5 and drawings, only one is correct. So let's just check why they are correct, and then why, and also why they are not correct. So let us start here at the first the first one from the left, so which is this one here. Okay, so we have a drawing here. It looks correct. All the visible outlines, they are shown here, and then we have the center lines, which are here and also here and also in the middle. Okay, so now let's check the hatching lines. So remember, if it is going on, if it is one object, it has to go through one direction. So if you check here, it is going from here, from left, from right to left and going up. So from this side they are going this side, but when it comes to this side, they are changing direction. Because of this, then just know that if they are going different direction on one item or one component, then your drawing is wrong. This means that all these hatching lines here, they should go on the same direction. So these ones, they were supposed to follow the same direction as this one. Okay, so this one is wrong. So moving on to the next one from the left, the second one, which is this one. Okay, so we have the drawing here. On the outside we have the visible outlines, and then if you look at the lines here, the lines are not the same. So here you are having a faint line, and then here you are having a solid visible outline, and then again here you are having a hidden details, the hidden line also. So even down here you are having a hidden line, and then looking at the sectioning lines, they are going this direction. Okay, so even this one, they are going on the same directions. So for hatching lines, it is correct. But if you look at the type of the line that is used on this drawing, for example this line and also this one, it is a hidden line, so it is not supposed to be shown like this. So it was supposed to show just a straight solid line. So even this line here, this one and also this one, is a construction line sort of. So it is not supposed to be like that. It just has to be a solid line, consistent line. So because of this, then this drawing, it is also wrong. Okay, so moving on to the third one from the left. So we are having all the visible outlines, they are shown here. Sorry. Okay, they are shown here, all the visible outlines, and then now here you are having a dotted line here, which is wrong. Okay, so remember, after cutting, we said that the hatching lines, they remove the hidden lines. So every time when you hatched, make sure that you remove the hidden lines. So in this case, all the visible outlines, they are correct, but the problem is that there are some hidden lines on the drawing, so which make the drawing to be wrong. And then moving on, the next one, the fourth one from the left. So on this one, you can see that the hatching lines, they are going to the same directions, but look at the visible outlines. There are no visible outlines here, and also here, and also on this part here, there are no visible outlines. And then because of this, even here you can see that there are no center lines. So there are supposed to be center lines to show that this thing is a circle, but we do not have it. So this is wrong, this is wrong, and also there was supposed to be a line here, so it is wrong, and then this side here, it is also wrong. So the whole drawing now, it is wrong. And then the last one, if you check here, we are having the visible outlines here and even here, and then we are having the center lines there and there and also there. And then the hatching lines, they are going on the same direction. So this one here, it is a correct drawing. So this is the correct way of representing it. Okay, so to summarize it, now if we look at the drawing, the previous drawing, it is this one in 3D. So we are cutting through point XX in the middle, and then after cutting it, we are looking at the same direction. You can see the arrows on XX. That shows where we have to look at the drawing. So which means here we are standing here and then looking at our drawing. So you can see that, okay, this side there's gonna be, this is a rough surface. You can see the rough surface and also the smooth surface. So remember, this the rough surface, we have to hatch it, and then smooth, leave it, and then hatch the rough, smooth, leave it, and then hatch the other ones. Okay, so again you can see that now we are seeing half circle at this side, and then if you are standing here and looking at this, the whole drawing here, you will see this visible outlines here. So everything that is shown here, you are going to be able to see. Okay, because you are looking at this from this direction, then it means that your view will look like this. So this is the view that you will be seeing, that you will see when you're looking from this direction here. Okay, so if you check this view, it is exactly the same way, the same one that we said it is a correct one. So now you can see that these are the visible outlines that you are supposed to be drawing. You can see they are visible, and then here you also have these ones, and then you also have the other ones here, and then here the only thing that's missing here, it is the center lines. So which means, because of this part here is a circle, you need to show center lines. So you're going to have to draw a center line, long dash line here, and also there in the middle you need a long dash line to show that this part here is a circle. And then lastly, even here you need to show that this is a circle by drawing a long dash there in the middle. Then your drawing will look the same as this one, which is correct. So that is section XX. Alright, so we are done with the theory part. So now we will need to do some activity. So I have an activity here. It says draw to a scale 1:1 and in third angle orthographic projection the following views. So they need these views here. So make sure you draw this, you answer everything that is here, and then I will provide answers for this activity before the next lesson. Okay.